So this is take two. I just got cut off, but I can't wait to share this with you. We had a webinar last night with doTERRA Corporate, and then had one previously in July about things that are coming up at convention, and this new MetaPWR system that has been in the works because of research that has come out of Harvard and some other university as far as nutrients and how they can impact your life. Like, so if you're struggling with any of these, you'll want to pay attention. If you're struggling with weight, with energy, with cravings, with your skin, aging, if you have concerns there, aches, pains, immune system issues, brain fog, cognitive type issues, you'll want to pay attention because what is coming out, I'm so excited about. I have been using some of the things, not specifically from doTERRA, but piecemealed together because of I've been looking at this research and they aren't out there. The things that doTERRA's put together, they're not out there on the market. But I've been using some of these because I was struggling with some pain issues, very low mood and energy. Like the past 2 years has been a wipeout for me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on and coming across this research and seeing, and then starting to use them just for the past probably 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and the impact that it's made on me. I've lost over 7 pounds. I have more energy. I'm not like sluggish. I have a clearer brain fog, just better mood. I feel like ready to go. So I just want to share this with you, kind of get away because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but I wanted to get out to you. So let me share these slides with you. And this whole idea of living a powerful life, that is the foundation of health. Like if we don't have our health, there's a lot we don't have. And most of us do want to live younger, longer. We don't want to just look good. We want to feel good. And we don't want to just look young, but we want to be young. We want it to not just be a mask, right? So these are some of the things that most of us have struggled with, especially in the past couple of years, is high stress levels, lack of exercise, lack of quality sleep, nutrient deficiencies, and exposure to toxins. All of these play a huge impact on how we feel. And I think most of us want to feel great because when we are not feeling great, it costs us physically, emotionally, mentally, socially. It can impact our relationships. It can impact our finances. And if you have been there, or if you are there where you're not feeling your best, you know what I'm talking about. It super takes a toll. So the things that we can control, because there's lots of things we can't control, but some of the things that we can control is in this pyramid that I absolutely love. And I think of our bodies as a temple, like a sacred place, like your home. And there's foundational things that if we have those foundations in place, that when storms come, as we age, as that home ages, as that temple ages, things happen that because there's a strong foundation, you're not going to see your whole body fall apart. And there's so many people today who are seeing their whole body fall apart because they don't have these foundational pieces in play. And the most important one being nutrition and digestion. Nutrition is getting those nutrients that our bodies need because everything is on a cellular level. We need those nutrients to reproduce those cells over and over and over again, to repair damage to those cells. But it's not just getting the nutrients, it's also being able to digest them. That means absorbing the nutrients. So it's not, we're not made of just what we're consuming. We're really made up of what our bodies can take in, right? Absorbing. And then that second level, and these are the two that we're going to be talking about today, is the movement and metabolism. So nutrient deficiencies, how can we make sure we're getting the nutrients in our bodies so that it can do what it's meant to do? And then also, how can we support metabolism? And if we don't know what metabolism is, we'll talk about that more in just a minute. But here's the deal. Only 6.8% of the US adults have optimal cardiometabolic health. That means fat cells, that our bodies are converting food to energy efficiently. That affects our insulin levels, blood sugar levels, that impacts like so many aspects of our life. Only about 7% have optimal cardiometabolic health. So that means the rest of us, most of us, anybody who's listening to this, most of us are having some issues here. So what can we think about when we're talking about getting into that optimal place where metabolism really is converting those nutrients that we've absorbed into energy. Energy like outwardly manifests like, yes, I have energy that I can go and do these things. and mental energy that I'm able to handle what's going on, but then also cellular energy. That's the reproduction of cells. That's the repairing of damaged cells in our bodies. You know, if you're aging like I am, I'm seeing the appearance of aging physically on the outside. And that is a thing that's going on inside too that we may not be seeing, but we are aging on the inside too. So nutrition, nutrients are key to this. And if you look at this is kind of crazy that most people are deficient in vitamin D, vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin A, calcium, vitamin C. Like, that is crazy in our year 2022 that we are still having issues with this in the United States of America. We're one of the most prosperous places that we're seeing this. Now, one of the reasons being is that the food that we're eating just doesn't contain the same amount of nutrients that they did like 10,000 years ago. Those wild apples have 100 times more nutrients, phytonutrients, than the ones in the store. Like, we're breeding the nutrients out. So even trying to consume that is difficult. But really, if we want to live younger longer, we have to have the nutrients, because our body has the capacity to take those nutrients and use them if we give them to us. So let's talk about solutions. So we're going to talk about these two systems quickly. I don't want to be too long, but there's just so much, it's just so fascinating to me. So energy, mental clarity, weight management, and more is basically from these two foundations, right? So building these foundations so that when challenges come, when we have a pandemic, when there's stresses that come up in our life, when you do have that lack of sleep, whatever is going on, that you have a strong foundation that's not going to fall apart. You're not going to start seeing, out of balance hormones. You're not going to be seeing like hypothyroid things, adrenal issues, you name it. Like, that's what happens when we don't have the strong foundation. So many of you are using this, so I'm not going to go too deep into the Lifelong Vitality supplements, but this was a huge game changer for me. So when I first got introduced to doTERRA, I was struggling with mood, pain, chronic sinus infections, miscarriages, energy, lack of energy, and I was in my mid-30s. Like, what's going on, right? And then as I was researching and learning, it makes sense. Like, the nutrients that we put in our body become our body if we're absorbing them. But I hadn't really thought about that. So changing what I was doing there, like changing the food can be hard. Changing your lifestyle of how you eat and what you eat and when you eat, like, that is really hard. And so that was hard for me. But the easiest thing that I did, and the thing that made the biggest impact, was taking the Lifelong Vitality supplements, because it gave my body the nutrients that it was needing to create the changes within my body, that it was giving the nutrients to my cells to start doing things differently, to being more efficient, effective, more energy, better mood, less pain, less inflammation, because I was giving my body what it needed. I cannot even tell you enough how much I love these. So switching back to the slides, for those who aren't familiar with them, there is a Lifelong Vitality video specifically on them. I will skip most of the slides, but basically you're getting all your vitamins and minerals in chelated full spectrum, so you're getting the full gamut. Your body's going to recognize them as food. So it's like taking broccoli, the nutrients from broccoli, you're encapsulating it in a yeast-based protein, and then it's called a protein matrix. Our bodies recognize them. Most of the supplements that we take on the market, they just pass right through you. Very little is absorbed. So we know, it's not just what we eat or what we consume, it's what we absorb. And so these are in an absorbable form that we can digest and process if our metabolism is working optimally. So here are just some of the things Lifelong Vitality has shown to do. Help with cellular longevity. So your cells are lasting longer, better, which basically is what you're all made up of, right? Inflammation. Inflammation translates into pain. Inflammation translates into sickness and disease, right? So we're helping to keep that a healthy inflammatory response. Energy, this is like the energy, like I said, that I'm tired today, but more on the cellular level, that the energy that we need to be doing all these metabolic processes is available. Protects your DNA, antioxidants, supports your immune system, stress, you can read through those. Now, here's the deal. To get everything that's in Lifelong Vitality supplements, it would cost you over $1,300 if you're just trying to get it there through food. Like that is crazy. And what happens when you increase your food intake, you're going to be increasing your calorie intake, not just like how much it costs, but the calories are going to be going up. And so some people don't need as many calories as other people, right? But you still need the nutrients. So this is like the best way. It's the smartest way to get the nutrients that we need. And then we're not calorie counting and we're not tracking like in something like, did I get enough magnesium? Did I get enough vitamin D? You just know you did because you are using the supplements. So alpha CRS, like I said, I'm not going to go through all of these, but basically it helps with the energy production in your cells, antioxidants, cellular energy. This is a huge boost in your energy. You can screenshot that, see what's in there. Then you have your Z omega, which is all of your omega fatty acids. You can see what it supports: brain health, cell health, muscle activity, joint health. So be thinking, like, as you're aging, is this something that you will want? This is something that I definitely need. And when I haven't been using the Lifelong Vitality, after a couple of days, my joints ache. I was struggling with migraines. Those things come back. There's just so many things that just giving your body nutrients. If you're vegan, there's a vegan formula. Microplex, VMZ, these are all your whole food vitamins and minerals. You can see like tons of minerals and vitamins that are in there. Helps with your bone, digestive health, immune health, cellular and metabolic health. So these are just foundational, also a vegan formula. Foundational thinking, building your temple, building your body, foundations. One of them is those nutrients and being able to absorb them through digestion. Now what doTERRA has come out with is incredible as far as metabolic health, supporting your metabolism. So what is metabolism? So metabolic health means your body can digest and absorb nutrients from the food you eat without spikes in blood sugar, blood fat, and insulin. Here's the deal. Anytime your blood sugar spikes or it crashes is really low, it's aging you. Every time it goes up and down, that is aging you. So we want to be in a place where we're not having those spikes. It's pretty level. And so I'm going to share with you some things that will help to do that. So it's going to slow down that aging process, and it's actually been shown to reverse the aging process. So along with this, let's learn about some of the different things we got going on. Okay, metabolic health and biological age are inseparable. So if your metabolic health is out of whack, you're having dysfunctions where you're having spikes in your blood sugar level and then dips in that, and you don't have to be insulin resistant, you don't have to be a diabetic, none of that. Like this goes on just because of what we eat, what we consume. So if we eat a higher carb diet, if we're eating sugar, there's going to be a spike. If you haven't eaten for a while, they're going to have a low, right? Like it's just going to be going up and down, and all that creates aging in your body. So doTERRA came out with, there's 3 different products here. One is MetaPWR. This is the oil specifically. And so it comes in an oil. You can get it in the beadlet. There's also soft gels, and then there's gum. And what this supports is fat cells not being able to grow. In fact, they inhibit that. This says maturation, but it's basically fat cells growing. So you're not going to have an increase in the size of those fat cells. Who doesn't want that? Also curbs cravings. So if you're having challenges with cravings, this is your thing right here, along with supporting metabolic health. Now, the next one, so this is incredible, MetaPWR Assist. So this basically assists you with your meals. So when you take a meal, basically, unless you're eating straight protein and fat, which is not healthy because we need carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. We need all of those macros, and generally in a balanced amount. But when we eat that, our blood sugar will spike to take care of things. Like that's the normal procedure. This, when you take it with it, will decrease post-meal glucose spikes. So if you ever eaten a meal and you feel like, oh, I really want dessert, I want something sweet, it will eliminate that. Healthy insulin sensitivity. So your body will be working more optimally with your insulin. Supports healthy blood sugar responses, stabilizes energy levels throughout the day. So you generally just take one of these with your meal. And then the last one is a powder that you put in a drink. And so you drink this just in the morning and it helps you throughout the day. And it's called MetaPWR Advantage. And this helps with that biological aging, your body aging. So in the United States, well, not in general, there's usually a gap between our health state, our healthy state, and like our lifespan. So our health span and our lifespan. And there's usually an 8-year gap, meaning there's 8 years of life that we are not healthy before we die, that we have some kind of chronic illness, disease. We're pretty not healthy, feeling well, like miserable for many people for 8 years. What this helps do is to shrink that gap. So we are living longer, but we're living healthier longer. And for those who are starting to see the signs of aging, I know you want this. I know I want this. I have so many friends that I've seen as they're aging that it's not pretty. Like they're having challenges, and that's not what we want. We want to be living healthy longer. And so that's what this was created for. And there's a few things you need to know about this. It has collagen in it. It has 9 different types of collagen, where most collagen that's out on the market is usually 1 or 2 strains of collagen peptides. But this contains 9. So this helps with skin elasticity, with muscle and connective tissue that, you're going to see as you're aging, that those are some of the first signs of aging. You're getting more wrinkles and saggy skin and all that stuff, right? So that collagen helps with that. And then there's something called NAD and NMN. First I heard about this, I'm like, what is that? Why haven't I heard about this before? So NAD is a component in our cells, a molecule in our cells that helps with metabolism, helps convert food to energy, those nutrients to energy. And over our lifespan, it decreases just with age. Even like in your teens, it's decreasing. So as we get older, we have less and less and less NAD. Basically, if we don't have NAD in our cells, in our body, we die. So over time, it's gradually decreasing. I had never heard of this. I'm a certified health coach, and we've never talked about NAD. So there's been research going on, like how can we increase our NAD levels? Because when your NAD levels go up, aging slows down, because your body's able to take the nutrients and use those nutrients to reproduce cells, to help to restore cells that have been damaged, and help them to just self-destruct when we don't need those cells instead of mutating into things. So with this, they have found that NMN, I can't remember what it stands for, some really long name, but this natural substance that we can use actually is a precursor for creating NAD in our body. And that when you consume NMN, that your NAD levels go up, basically slowing the aging process, basically reversing the aging process. And some of the experiences of those who have been testing out these MetaPWR products before they've come out, and all the research will be at convention and show you like, this is what's been happening with shrinking fat cells and NAD levels going up and people's skin just looking more firm and having more energy, getting rid of the brain fog. Becca, one of the people who had been trying it, she lost 30 pounds in 90 days. Like, she looks phenomenal, but she says even more, she doesn't have the brain fog. She has energy. Her skin looks good. She just feels really good. And it's from the inside out. With something supernatural is taking a substance that will create other things within our bodies that help us to live longer, to have better metabolism, right? Corey Wright, he's one of the owners, or husband of one of the owners of doTERRA. He started putting on weight. He was still doing the same thing, eating the same, exercising the same. Like, things hadn't changed, but he was putting on weight and he was getting really frustrated. How many of you experienced that? Or that you're trying, changing your diet and you're trying to exercise and do those things that might put you in healthy weight and energy levels and all that, but you're not seeing the results, and it gets super frustrating. Well, he started using these, and he is down 3 belt sizes. So from the 35 to the 32, it was just like shedding off of him by taking this. And it's natural. So I don't want to think like we're taking some, popping some pill, but this is helping to support something that over time, our NAD levels are decreasing. And we can't change that, but we can be smart in supplementing now that we know this research. So I'm just super excited about it. Let's turn back to the slides. As you can see, I'm a little excited about this. So 3 keys, takeaways. 1, nutrition and metabolism are connected, right? We need those nutrients to be able to use our metabolism to extract the energy from them to run all of our processes within our body. Nutritional deficiencies are a huge thing in our lives, and it creates imbalances in our metabolism. You can see all like chronic disease just skyrocket in the United States, where we have an abundance of food. It's just that we're nutrient deficient. And then what I recommend, because these aren't out yet, they come out at convention, that if you're not using the Lifelong Vitality supplement, this is probably the best kit that you can get that contains the supplements. You can just buy them on their own. It comes in a 3-pack. There's a 90-day guarantee. Like, you can return them if you don't feel better. If you don't have more energy, better mood, less inflammation, less pain, you can return them empty and get all of your money back. These also come with digestive enzymes to help with that digesting part, probiotics, stuff for pain, sleep, stress, support your immune system. So overall health is in this Healthy Start Kit. That's what I recommend that you get. So if you have a membership with doTERRA, you can get this kit. If you're not in doTERRA, you can start with this kit, and the membership comes free with this. That's what I recommend that you're doing. And then the second thing I recommend is joining us at convention. So if you're not able to come in person, that's okay. They have a virtual ticket. It's $35, and you have access to all of the training and resources that come out of convention. It is phenomenal. You'll also get access to this convention kit. They're just showing us the MetaPWR products, the system that is available at convention, but there are other products that are coming out with skin and oil and some really surprising, amazing things. But you'll have access to that it's like September 14th, September 15th. Otherwise, the MetaPWR System comes out October 1st. Now, for those who are going to convention, whether in person or virtually, we are going to be doing a MetaPWR group that, for those who get the kit, will start taking the MetaPWR and seeing the results from that. I will be giving free health coaching if you're wanting, if there's struggles that you're having around your health. And in this group, we will have some fun prizes and things just for being consistent and using that. But you'll have access to that if you have that convention kit. I will post the link to convention below so you can research it, look and see if you want to come in person or if just the $35. And if you're not a member, like I said, or if you are not using Lifelong Vitality, start with that Healthy Start Kit. It will change your life. Like, over the past 12 plus years, that has been a game changer for me and for my family. And with that said, I think that's it. If you have any questions about this, I'm so excited because I love nutrition. I love the impact that it makes and how this makes it so simple to make changes, where sometimes those lifestyle changes, hey, let's exercise more, let's eat this way, let's cut out this, like, that can be hard. But what I found is when people start using the Lifelong Vitality supplements, and now they can use this MetaPWR, because sometimes what's hard is those spikes, right? And we have the cravings, and you might get headaches or other signs of that this system together is huge for making it simple. And then once you start feeling better, you have more energy, you have the capacity then to make other choices. You might feel like starting exercising more. You will have better relationships. You'll have better finances because you have more energy. Like, there's just so much that takes place when we feel well, and then we can make other lifestyle adjustments without it feeling like it's a burden. So any questions, comments, go ahead and ask them below. I just wanted to get this out because I'm so excited about it.